Hello. In this video, we will talk about the resistivity of a conductor. The resistivity is the resistance of a conductor of specific size and dimensions. So, let me introduce the first thing which we have discussed in our last class. It is the resistance, which we have found that the resistance is directly proportional to the length of the conductor and it is inversely proportional to the area of cross section of the conductor, right? So from here we get the expression for the resistance to be R is equal to some constant of proportionality, which is represented as rho. This is called as rho into L upon A. So this is the resistance, or we can say expression for the resistance of any conductor of any dimensions, whereas this is a constant of proportionality and here we call it the resistivity of the conductor. It is also called as the specific resistance. Specific resistance, right? So this is the specific resistance or resistivity of a conductor, and it is constant for a given conductor material. Conductor may be of any dimension, but its resistivity it is same. So from here what we understand about resistivity, from here we see that this rho, we can write this rho as, we take all other terms to the other side. So on the other side it is R, which is already, so A goes up and L goes in the denominator. So here is the general expression for the resistivity of any conductor material, right? So from here we can define the resistivity of any metallic conductor. Suppose that we have a conductor of area of cross section, if area of cross section is 1 unit and L is also equal to 1 unit, then we can say that resistivity is the resistance of the conductor. So from here we understand that resistivity is nothing but it is the resistance of any conductor whose area of cross section is 1 unit and its length is also is equal to 1 unit. So if we define the resistivity, we define it as the resistance. So resistivity is defined as the resistance of a conductor whose area of cross section is 1 unit and length is also 1 unit. If we take more precise statement, then we define the resistivity in SI system, right? So in SI system, the units for area cross section are meter square and for the length are meter. So we can define the resistivity as resistance of a conductor of area of cross section 1 meter square and length 1 meter. So that resistance will be called as resistivity. So that means resistivity is something which is constant, and if there is any length or any, we can say, area of cross section, the resistivity of the conductor is same as defined for 1 meter square cross section and 1 meter length. If length or cross section of a conductor changes, its resistance changes, but its resistivity does not change because it is defined for 1 unit of area of cross section and 1 unit length. So keep this thing in mind. Okay, so from here this is the expression for the resistivity, and the units for resistivity from here appears to be, if we substitute the values for resistance, area of cross section and this length L, this is ohm meter. The resistance of resistivity comes out to be ohm meter. You write it as in symbolic form or you can write it in name form, ohm meter. So these are the units for the resistivity, right? Okay. Now we can derive the expression, different expression for this resistivity in terms of current density or electron mobility or in terms of drift velocity or so. So let us begin with the current. As we know that electric current I, it is given to be, as we have found it to be, N into A into VD, and EA into VD, and VD, it is nothing but drift velocity, which is the average velocity of all the electrons. So this is equal to E into capital E upon M into tau. So if we substitute the value here, we get the current to be equal to N into E into A into VD, which is E, capital E upon M into tau. So this is the drift velocity. So if we simplify this, so E just scales out here. So from here we get the expression to be NE square into A, capital E upon M into tau. So this is the expression for the current, right? And we already know that this electric field, applied electric field, suppose that we are taking the conductor of length L and area cross section A of some material, some kind of substance. So the electric field applied across its two ends, it can be represented as the potential difference which is maintained across the two ends of the conductor per unit length from the potential gradient, right? So this is potential gradient, it is nothing but the electric field. So let us substitute this value here. So the expression for electric current takes the form, it is NE square into A upon M into E, which is V upon L into tau. From here we have substituted for E, which is V upon L. So from here we can simply calculate V upon I, right? So from here V upon I, it is nothing but I goes to the right side and every term except V comes to the left side. So it becomes M upon NE square A into L into L goes up into tau. So this is the expression we get. So what we just have it, we just written the expression for the electric current in terms of drift velocity and hence in terms of the electric field, and then substituting the electric field we have found the ratio of V upon I, which is simply V upon I is equal to M into L tau, it is in the denominator, tau is in the denominator, right? So from here the ratio V upon I comes out to be ML upon NE square A into tau. So let us arrange this equation slightly. On the left hand side it is V upon I, which is nothing but, according to Ohm's law, this is the resistance. From the expression given by Ohm's law, the ratio of V to the I, it is nothing but the resistance of this conductor. So we can set the value of V upon I R here. So this is equal to, on the right hand side, let us arrange it as M upon NE square into tau. This is separated from L upon A. So if we see that R is equal to M upon NE square tau into L upon A, right? So we can compare this expression with the expression we have found earlier. Because R, it is equal to resistivity into L upon A. So from here we see that this rho is replacing, in this expression rho is replacing the term which is in bracket in this expression. So these two, comparing these two equations, we see that this resistivity, it is nothing but m upon n e square into tau. So this is the expression for the resistivity of any conductor, right? So we see that the expression for resistivity, it is given by m upon n e square into tau. So from here we can understand on what factors the resistivity of any material depends. So the very first factor is this n. It is n is nothing but the number of electrons per unit volume. We also call it that as the number density of electrons. Number of electrons per unit volume is number density of electrons. So the resistivity will be less if the number density of electron is more. If a substance has the more number of free electrons, its resistivity will be less. This is what this means. And it also depends upon the tau, which is the average relaxation time. Less is the relaxation time, resistivity will be more. So it will be a bad conductor of electricity. So for a substance to be a good conductor of electricity, its resistivity has to be low, which is possible only when its relaxation time is more. So whenever relaxation time is more, only then resistivity will be less, right? So how it is that? So resistivity, it is inversely proportional to n, and second factor we have understood is that resistivity is also inversely proportional to the relaxation time. Large relaxation time is there is less number of collision which the free electrons are facing during the movement within the conductor, right? So this is the expression for the electrical resistivity. We can put this expression for resistivity into different forms, just as in case in terms of current density, right? So this resistivity, let me write it here, m rho is equal to m upon n into e square into tau. And we already understand that expression for current density, it is nothing but I upon A, which we have found to be n into E into A into Vd. Vd is nothing but E into capital E upon M into tau, right? So this is current divided by 1 upon A. So from here, if we divide, it becomes n E square capital E upon M into tau, or we can say it is tau here and it is E here. So this is the expression for the current density. If we compare these two expressions carefully, so J, it is nothing but n E square tau upon M into E. So this term, if we compare and observe these two expressions carefully, this term represent 1 upon rho. So let us write from here that expression for current density, which is equal to E upon rho. For this we write it as 1 upon rho. So from here we can say that current density, it is the electric field applied per unit the electrical resistivity of the conductor. So we can write resistivity to be E upon J, right? So more current density, it will mean the less resistivity. Another form in which we can represent the electrical resistivity is the electron mobility. So this is the expression for the resistivity, and electron mobility, we already know it is the drift velocity Vd per unit the applied electric field, which is nothing but n into, or simply let me write it as E into tau upon M. So if we substitute E tau upon M in this equation as mu, so from here we see that it is 1 upon n into E, and other term we can write it as M upon E into tau. So from here, this term, it is nothing but, if we see this term here, So this term, it is nothing but 1 upon mu. So therefore we can say that resistivity, it is nothing but 1 upon Ne into 1 upon mu, means we write the mu in the denominator. So here it is another expression for the electrical resistivity of any substance. You can also put the same expression in drift velocity from here, right? So in terms of drift velocity, resistivity, it is nothing but it is E upon N into E into Vd, right? So these are some forms in which this electrical resistivity can be written. So you need to just remember the main formula, and then you can convert this expression into different forms, right? It does not require any hard work. So from here we understand that electrical resistivity is some property which is constant for a kind of material, not for a conductor but for a kind of material, and it, whatever the size of conductor we take the same value of the resistivity as for the given material, right? Metallic conductors have less value of resistivity of about 10 to the power minus 8 ohm meter. Of this much order, the resistivity remains for the metallic conductors. And as we move for example, alloys, the resistivity is quite high. For alloys of the same metals, the resistivity is quite high. And for the semiconductor, it lies between that of insulators and that of the conductors. So this is about the resistivity of different kinds of materials. So from here, we can also define two new terms, which is the first one is the conductance. So conductance, it is nothing but the reciprocal of resistance. So we can calculate the conductance of any conductor by substituting the value of resistance for that conductor. So whatsoever expression we have found. And second term is the conductivity. So conductivity is also defined as the reciprocal of resistivity. So these are the simple terms, but they are important because they depend upon resistance and the resistivity of any material or conductor. So from here, the units for conductance are nothing but per ohm, and for conductivity they are per ohm per meter, because the units for resistivity are ohm meter. So because conductivity is reciprocal of resistivity, hence the units, right? Apart from this relaxation time, it does not have its own we can say significance unless we relate it to some important term which affect this relaxation time. So here we see that it is the temperature which affect the average relaxation time, as we have discussed in our earlier class on factors which affect the resistance of any conductor. So resistivity, which is given by m upon Ne square into tau. So from here we can define or we can understand the effect of temperature on the resistivity. If we increase, so this is the resistivity of metallic conductors. So if we talk about metallic conductors, if we raise the temperature of the conductor, if we increase the temperature of the conductor, all the electrons, ions and atoms present in that conductor gains the energy, due to which they start vibrating with the wider amplitude, due to which the electron face more number of collision during their motion from one end of the conductor to the other end of the conductor. And this increase in number of collision just reduces the relaxation time. So whenever relaxation time reduces, the resistivity of that conductor or material increases. So we can say with the increase in temperature, relaxation time decreases and hence the resistivity increases. So this is how the resistivity of metal is affected. if we plot the graph between temperature and the resistivity for metallic conductors, for metals, we see that the graph takes this form. For short range of temperature about room temperature, near about room temperature, right? So its resistivity changes. Initially it is more or less constant, but after certain temperature it just increases sharply. With further increase in temperature, the resistivity, it goes more and more. So it starts getting close to the resistivity axis. So that simply means that with increase in temperature, the resistivity is becoming more and more. So that is what this means. And if we write the expression for the resistivity here in a different form, which depends upon in terms of temperature change. So for example, at temperature 0 Kelvin, the resistivity is, or we can say room temperature, the resistivity is, it is rho naught, and after some change in temperature theta, we get the resistivity rho. Then we can simply write the expression for new resistivity after change in temperature theta. So new resistivity, it is nothing but rho naught times 1 plus alpha theta. Theta is nothing but the temperature change, right? So rho is calculated by using this expression. From here we see that rho naught is the earlier temperature at room temperature of 0 Kelvin, and alpha, it is the constant for the given kind of material, and this constant, it is nothing but temperature coefficient of the resistivity, right? Temperature coefficient of the resistivity, it measures the variation in resistivity with respect to change in temperature. So from here we can calculate alpha to be, so alpha is, it is equal to, it is rho minus rho naught upon, it is rho naught into theta. So this is the expression to calculate the specific resistance, or we can say temperature coefficient of specific resistance of any metallic conductor. If we substitute the value of resistivity, which is nothing but R into A upon L, so from here we understand that every term will cancel out except R. So the same expression can be written for the resistance. So it takes the form as R is equal to R naught into 1 plus alpha theta. R naught is the earlier resistance at 0 Kelvin or room temperature, and R is the resistance after change in temperature equal to theta, where alpha is the temperature coefficient of that material. So this is about the resistivity of metals. If we talk about alloys, the resistivity of alloys changes with temperature at a constant rate. It does not show any appreciable increase in the resistivity or the change in resistivity. So if we show this the variation in the resistivity of alloys with the temperature on the graph, we see that the graph takes this form. So this is for alloys, it takes this form. It is a straight line, just like it has some specific value. With increase in temperature, it increases linearly. So we can say that this change in resistivity of alloys with temperature is quite low, right? So that is the reason why alloys are being used in order to make some carbon resistors or specific resistors. Manganese, or we can say constantan, these are some nichrome, these are some examples of the alloys of the metals which are used to make the specific resistance of some specific value. And if we talk about the resistivity of semiconductors, the resistivity of semiconductor takes this form. It is rho naught into e to the power, let me just write it for semiconductors. So resistivity of semiconductor is nothing but rho naught into e to the power, it is Eg upon Kt, where Eg, it is the energy gap for the semiconductors, the minimum energy required, K is the Boltzmann constant, and T, it is nothing but the temperature, and E is the exponential function. So we say that the new resistivity is depending upon this exponential function. So from here, if we plot the graph for the resistivity of semiconductors, so it takes this form exponential graph. So its resistivity decreases with increase in temperature. So this is the advantage of semiconductors under some specific terms, right? So this is all about resistivity of the different kinds of materials, metals, alloys, semiconductors. So that is all for now, and in our next class we will take the next topic, which is on electrical resistance and the EMF of the cell. Thank you.